press and go live. Okay.
That's nice.
Oh boy. So apparently we're live, so we're gonna begin. So you guys, do you have that YouTube up? So you
yeah, I'm gonna check out. Yeah, I'll have the YouTube streaming at the same time. Hey everybody, how you doing?
How you doing out there? All right.
Out there in the intersphere.
Sound that we're talking about, this like world influenced jazz music, it's really sort of what's going on now. And this is also a global phenomenon. It's bringing people together from around the globe.
I flew in from Boston, and it doesn't matter where this is. If you tell me that I get to play with these amazing musicians, Elden, Cory, and Ralphe, and Gayelynn, I will be there no matter where it is. And every time we play these tunes, they're different. Really, really great vehicles. I mean, sometimes there can be compositions that are good compositions as in their own right, but for the compositions to be strong and also for them to be really great improvisatory vehicles for everybody in the band, it's been really, really fun.
Well, hey, what's happening? Hey. Like this band, it was sort of like an idea that Gregg had. He was like, Elden, if you were gonna choose like the players that you wanted to play the music, you know, like who would you pick? And I wanted to work with Cory, the accordionist, for a long time. We met in Boston about 10 years ago when we were going to college. And then Tucker is the saxophonist that we both admire a lot. Gayelynn and Ralphe I know from Detroit, so it was kind of a cool combo of my East Coast background with the Detroit scene. thing I'm really stoked about this project and about bringing it into venues is it's something that we know is always going to be fresh, and something that even for people who are jazz listeners, it's going to be something that's going to bring new sounds and new experiences they haven't had before. So I think for venues and for places booking, this is going to be a really good addition.
Hey, look at that. It's Gregg Hill.
Hi.
House.
What's
Wow.
up, Greg?
Hey guys.
Zoom.
Good to see everybody. Yeah.
How's it going over there, Lakeside?
Oh, it's like Arctic conditions here, like everywhere. We're suffering quite a bit, but stay inside.
I respect Tucker's in his respective bunker over there.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys had it even worse out east, man.
Oh, yeah, you know, just a foot and a half. Not too bad, not too bad.
Oh, you got that much? I'm so jealous.
Yeah. I know you are.
Oh, I only got 3. It was terrible.
Many don't know that Corey is a weather expert.
Some say. Yeah,
He's also
maybe.
a sports announcer, as he will demonstrate now.
Of course. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Bucks win. That's a very well known guy in the South. That's different. But yes, here on 98.5 Detroit, we have Outrospectives. Music written by Gregg Hill, who is to my right, maybe to your left, depending on how Zoom has set up your screen.
It doesn't say, so that's Cory Pesaturo. We got Tucker on Antell and Gregg Hill. And I'm Elden Kelly. So I wanted to have a little sampling of Ralph's personality because he can't join us tonight. Because Ralph's actually gigging during the pandemic. Gayelynn and Ralphe are gigging tonight, which is just says something to their amazing.
I think they're at Baker's, is that correct?
Yeah.
I think they're playing at Baker's keyboard in Detroit tonight.
So this is going to be a little hilarious gem of Ralphe Armstrong from a news spot. I'm just going to play a minute of this so you get a sense of him. Let's see. This is from the podcast Detroit, I think.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is world-renowned musician and Detroit bassist Ralphe Armstrong. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm blessed, I'm not stressed, and I'm not in no mess.
So that is a very good thing these days.
I'm mellow as a cello.
Here not only to promote your own new CD, but also the whole music scene in the city of Detroit, which has always been fabulous, but is really making a little bit of a resurgence, a comeback, as the city is as well.
It has definitely come back. A lot of the people who play music that have left are coming back, and that's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of venues opening up for musicians to play at. There's a lot of institution giving out culture, grants for culture and arts. So it's a lot of great things, and it's lured my behind back here. And I love it. I love it. I love it.
You were born and raised, learned music at our very own Cass Tech, correct?
That's right. That's
Traveled
correct.
the world, performed in all kinds of fabulous places, and then ended up right back here in your hometown.
Yes, indeed. You know what's nice about Detroit? It's the people. The people have heart, and there's so much culture here. You know, I have friends that come from France and Germany. They love it. You know, there's like, you leave it this. We love Detroit and Germany. They come here, and there's tons of musicians. Right now, I'm teaching at Cass from the Detroit Jazz Federation Foundation, and I see the same thing as when I came up. There's young kids that play sax, bass. You wouldn't believe it. It's just fantastic.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. What type of music do you play? Where could somebody go see you?
Okay, we'll get the idea. So isn't that cool stuff? Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we're going to hear a little bit from Gayelynn And then she'll be introducing our first number we're going to check out, which is Dancing Light. But before I do that, any remarks from Corey or Tucker or Greg?
So good to see all you guys again, and oh man, I miss being able to hang out with Ralphe. What an amazing human. My goodness, can't get enough.
Eldon, do you want to explain, you and Greg, how this all exactly happened?
The genesis of the project.
The genesis of the project.
Greg, how many years have we been transcribing your tunes? Oh, let me unmute you. Hold on.
The classic Zoom problem.
Yeah, there we go.
I've been putting these tunes together for years and years and years. And finally, Lois, my wife, said, well, why don't you publish this stuff? You know, and I wanted to, but I didn't really, never got around to it, basically. So she put together like a binder, sort of a mock book of what a jazz tune book would look like. I said, you know, now I could visualize at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so once the visualization was in my head, I was able to act on that. She was very helpful there. That got it rolling. So I contacted Eldon, who I knew was an ace all across the board as far as music, and it turns out that transcribing is another one of his great talents. So we started transcribing. We brought in a couple people, Arlene McDaniel and Ron Newman. But Eldon's been the transcriber since January of 2013. So we've got, 8 years now. So we have a pretty good history there, and I've got had two more books since the books that you guys saw. There's the Moon Ducks and the Tuning Fork. So we've got another, that would be 85 or 65 tunes that we can go over when this group reconvenes at some point. And I think you'd have fun with some of these new tunes as well.
The genesis of the band, of course, begins with this disc, which we recorded at Gregg's studio, Cold Plunge Studios, and live. And after that release, I was just so impressed with how everybody responded to the music. And then we came back. You all flew in for some more shows, and then tonight we're celebrating the release of this new disc, freshly pressed. And this is the session where the video we're going to watch today. This is the same concert recording that became the album.
We apparently played so good they had to turn it into an album.
Yeah, so the tunes developed as we played them, and they became, well, this is Corey says, I think it's true, the long play version. It's an adventure on every piece.
Unstrapped and unleashed, for sure.
Unbridled. We're so thankful.
The original recording or the original session at our home studio here, that was just an electrifying performance. Everybody was just totally buzzed after that. Everybody was 10 feet high. So we had a lot of momentum after that point to move forward with it.
On one of the tunes on this disc, Dollar Holler, I could see Tucker levitating during his solo. And I looked back and there was some smoke coming out of Ralph's ears for sure.
And some lights.
Yeah, we'll see lights on his bass.
I think this is the only band in the world where you have two instruments that have lights in them for
Hey, you know,
like 40% of the
I'm
band.
all down to make it 3 if I could just engineer a way to do it.
Well, you
So
have
funny.
electronics.
There you go.
It's rather funny.
Shall we hear a little from Gayelynn?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get this going here. So we're just going to hear about, she's talking about the tune Dancing Light, which was the title of our first disc, and that's also the first track on our new CD. This is actually the full tune. We don't want that yet. We don't want that quite yet. Let's do a little intro. This is the one.
Elden I've been playing with for probably about maybe 4 years. I think Dancing Light is probably my favorite. Honestly, yeah. I like Odd Beater. And that song goes back and forth between 4 and 3, and then it goes into a straight 4, but it gets real expansive. Seen anybody like Elden Kelly, play the guitar like that. Cory Pesaturo on the doggone accordion, the wonderful Vivacious, the last drummer, the Queen of Soul, Miss Gayelynn McKinney on drums, and you have me, the old veteran, Ralphe Armstrong.
I do love Dancing Light. We go crazy on that one. I mean, we just... So, I don't know. We're having a blast. We're having a blast playing it. Love the different melodies, different styles that it's in. I don't know. It's really groovy.
Right.
We got some of the blinking strap in there. That's good. Hey, are you guys looking at the YouTube feed?
Mm-hmm. Looks good. Sounds good from what I can see.
Any comments on there that we need to respond to?
Not
I
yet.
didn't know you could do that. I
did a test comment just to make sure I could. I said, "Hey, all."
Cool.
So,
I do want to say we're going to be doing a CD giveaway. There's going to be a question, and this CD is going to be going out to one of you lucky listeners. So if you can answer this, it's going to be a trivia question about Cory. If you can guess that correctly, you will get a CD.
What hurricane is this?
So Are you guys wanting to chat or listen to some music? What do you want to do?
We could do a tune and then and chat after one of them. Let's get the concert going, then we can get into it.
Do you remember this tune Skyline, Corey? You did like this crazy, I think it was bandonian sound. You were like conjuring images of like Italy and
Piazzolla.
and Monk all at the same time. This first one opens with a real cool Corey feature.
Always trying to just combine all genres of the world. Just
How
somehow
do you
spit
get
it out.
all those sounds out of that instrument? Like, what? Describe the electronic accordion for those who are not familiar.
Computer engineers would know it better than me, really. The main thing to know, of course, it's like a keyboard, but the air pressure inside of the bellows is affecting the sounds just like a real accordion would. So to me, it feels just like a real accordion, whether I'm playing a saxophone sound or an organ sound or an oboe sound.
Yeah, it can breathe.
Right. And the air pressure goes into this little tube, which then goes to a computer chip, and it can read how much air I'm pushing through. And the only real difference is at a very soft level, you do eventually lose it where the computer can't read it anymore. But for the most part, it's pretty much like the real thing. And then there's touch sensitivity, which of course a normal accordion does not have. Accordion is all about the pull sensitivity, not the touch sensitivity.
Oh, interesting.
So, it's like piano is all touch sensitivity, how you hit the note. Accordion, how you hit the key is not so, it's the volume's all coming from the bellows. But with the electric accordion, you have both pull and touch sensitivity, which is why I love that doo-wop patch. Not only is it funny and really fun to work with, but it is actually the one patch where you have both pull and touch sensitivity working at the same time.
You have your accordion ready? Could you demo that real quick?
Let's do a tune and then I can pull it out, because I do have the cord to go into the interface, so it should sound good.
Okay, so Corey's gonna get that demoed. So we're gonna do so this is the tune Skyline. Greg, you wanna say anything about Skyline?
Yeah, back in the 90s, I had a bunch of friends. We went to Chicago for the Blues Fest every year, so that was a regular thing. We'd hit the jazz bars and all the blues bars and we'd make a big trip out of it. So one of those trips, I just happened to be looking out the window. It was after dinner, and the sun was setting over the skyscrapers. The shadows were casting themselves toward down the streets, and it was just like an inspirational moment. So this is actually my visual picture of Chicago at dusk.
Nice. Cool. I'm just gonna mute you while we do the playback.
Woo!
Yeah, all right. We're here with Cory Pesaturo, Tucker Antell, and Gregg Hill. I'm Elden Kelly. We're spinning music from this new disc, The Outrospectives, live out on Cold Plunge Records, which is the East Lansing jazz label making a splash.
Well, since we're here live, it's like if you want commentary inside the concert, the end of my solo where I'm like, that's me going, I don't know what's supposed to happen next. So hopefully someone will take this over at this point.
Oh my God, there's so much great stuff in there.
Yeah.
When I dropped out, Tucker, you were doing like all this angular stuff that was just killing me. I loved it.
I thought you were just getting tired, maybe.
I need to give this guy some space.
Oh man, don't give me too much space. I sometimes I need one of those like like the theater, the hooks. Like, okay, you're having too much fun. You're having way too much fun up there.
Pull him out.
The Charles Mingus move on Eric Dolphy, where he pulls the microphone away from Eric Dolphy mid solo.
I mean, there you go. Sometimes, but when the chord progression is that fun and that interesting, and the rhythm section is that good, I mean, can you blame me? I mean,
No.
what an amazing
No.
time. For maybe going a little lengthy there.
That was a live concert. It's all good.
Yeah, that's how you know you're having some fun though, for sure. When I saw the when you had the play scroll bar there with the play button and the thing, I did some quick math in my head. Did that total 30 minutes long? What was that? Yeah,
I think
that
that
video
was like 13.
Okay.
That was 17, I think.
So it wasn't like, it was 13 out of 17. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't
doing
one
that.
of those where it said we've done 13 minutes and there's
Right.
17 left. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
YouTube videos or something.
Track. No, 17 track. Yeah.
Yeah.
17:34. Yeah.
If you had any doubt of how much of a good time we were having on that track, in that concert, look no further than we just never wanted to end.
Well, we got 20 minutes left, guys. We got time for one more tune.
Exactly.
We should do a CD giveaway now. Reward the people who've been checking this out so far. If you have been here since the beginning, put a little comment there in the feed. Looks like we got a handful of people. It'd be nice to hear from you. I saw Jamie Sue Seal. Thanks for tuning in. And David Lopez said he's doing his exam to this. So apparently it's study music. Okay, so we'll try the CD giveaway. We'll see if anyone responds. So could you deliver the question, Cory?
Oh, you want me to deliver this question? Okay. What continent? It's like we're on Jeopardy. What continent has Cory not performed in yet? Again, what continent has Cory not performed in yet?
I want to put your comment in the little YouTube feed there. Whoever gets it right first, the CD is yours.
That is hard to talk while playing.
I was about to say, and look at that. He's just.
It's like really, really hard.
he could do the sports announcer's job and be playing a very difficult musical instrument all at once.
Oh, demonstrate the doo-wop patch.
Oh, yes, the doo-wop patch. That's why I went and got this. Let's
like
see.
the doo-wop patch. Greg's been using that on gigs, actually.
Oh, really? Okay, so I'll do a little stand-up here. Not stand-up comedy, though. So the doo-wop patch is this one. It's officially called the Jazz Voice app in the Roland, but no one ever calls it that. So it's this. If I hit the keys softly, if I come into the keys softly, and now I can control it by the bellows. But if I hit it harder, it's da-dot. But if I hit it harder, it's dewey up a full step above and back. Dewey up. Right. So it's a patch you have to practice from the beginning. You can't just start playing it, or you're not utilizing its full capability. So you can't play it like a small chorus kind of thing. So it's full capability.
The only thing that's capable of doing Jacob Collier covers, I think.
I was doing that a long time before he was doing that. I just can't think of those arrangements like he does. So, you know, but the Flintstones video is on YouTube for anybody that wants to see my version of his version of Flintstones using the doo-wop patches, which I had to sing a little bit because you can't do all of the voices on just these two hands. So I had to cheat a little bit and sing.
I wondered if briefly we could talk about, like, just because my students, I know you guys both teach students too, but I have a lot of students who I introduced to jazz. They're not familiar with the medium. And when you go to a jazz concert like this one, how much of the material is, you know, written out and how much is made up on the spot? I think a lot of people who don't know about a jazz concert, they hear like a theme, it repeats, and then suddenly something else happens and they have no idea what's happening. Because unless you're used to listening to it, it's unclear that the form is actually cyclical. You know, there's like a short form, sometimes only 12 bars long, and the chords keep going. And then you actually improvise over the top of that. So how do you know, like, how do you guys make the choices you make over the chords? You know, like Tucker was saying, it was a cool progression to solo over. Like, what makes a cool progression? What inspires you to...
I would love to know what goes on in Tucker's brain when he makes these amazing solos.
I created this Zoom so I could find that out.
If nothing more, of the percentage between exactly, you know, what he hears, but how much influence comes from the theory and knowledge of what's going on. Because that's always kind of the battle, I think, in everyone's brain, is how much does it come from the brain and how much does it come from the ear? And there's always that task.
And I've heard it also described as, you know, one of my mentors, the great Jerry Bergonzi, talks about how there's these elements, almost like the elements of the earth, of water and fire and air, and these are different elements in everyone's improvisation. And air is sort of the intellect, fire is like the passion, earth is the rhythm, and water is the melody, and different things like that. I like to think about that, and also what you said, Corey, and that question comes up all the time. And there's all this sorts of material, and you can get different opinions. If you ask two people, you get 5 opinions. And the thing is, and the problem with this is, you know, I don't think that there's a singular right answer. And if I've had to really, you know, think introspectively about this, and I think what really is going on is it's sort of like a needle that's kind of going back and forth in the spectrum of how much are you thinking intellectually about this, how much are you just, you know, firing from the hip, just soaring with whatever's going on. How much of it is subconscious versus, you know, conscious thought. And I think that's one of the big things that's hard to quantify. It's hard to teach. It's hard to really know where all that stuff comes from. But when I think about it, I definitely think that you know, I could be 4 bars, you know, over on this side of the spectrum, which we'll call, you know, I'm thinking about the technical aspect of there's a C7 that's going down to a B flat 7, and then it goes up a minor third, and I'm going to navigate that by playing the thirds of those chords and trying to connect it with approach tones and blah blah blah. And then there's other times, and it might be the next 4 bars, I might have gotten an idea from something that just happened spontaneously that Gayelynn played or Ralphe played or you know, one of you guys played, and all of a sudden it just sort of, because that's another thing, keeping your ears open. I think, you know, your students wanted to know how much of it was spontaneous, how much was it written, you know, in those solo sections, you know, like you were saying, the cycles of form, the cyclical nature of it, going through the form over and over again. I mean, that's you know, prescribed, and the harmony is largely with you know, freedom to be able to make nuances and different variations. But other than that, you know, the ideas, the energy, the interaction, you know, there's so many possibilities. And so keeping your ears open and playing off. I mean, I got a kick out of listening to that again, just simply because of how much interaction and how much bouncing of ideas there is. And so, you know, 4 bars you might be in intellectual land with the air, and then 4 bars later, someone gave me an idea, and it's just fire, go that direction. I'm not even really thinking about anything. It's just kind of happening, and it kind of goes back and forth like that, I would say. But all of those elements are important, I think. I don't think that there's a right and wrong answer, which is why it's unfortunate when some people try to prescribe, this is the right way and this is the wrong way to play jazz, and
Right.
That's the only thing that's incorrect, is trying to do that to people.
There was the part in that I caught. I couldn't resist replying to that, Eldon.
I forget what that reference is. What is it again?
That's
like
the
the
March of the Gladiators. Yeah.
Who's that?
The circus. It's an Austrian composer.
It's like usually
Yeah.
like a Calliope, and it's
Yeah.
like
Was that? I think it was Eldon. I think it was you that played it, and then I was like, I have to respond to that. That's just, I'm not letting that one go.
It's in my goofy quotes.
Yeah. And then there's another quote in there. I forget what tune it was. But you guys are both really good at quoting other tunes. Did really good at that.
it's really fun. It's a personal preference, right? I don't know how much thought you give to that, Eldon, but I know that there's certain players that I can think of really loving to listen to when I was younger, and still to this day, and that tend to quote a lot, and certain players don't at all, and it's just sort of it's just one of those flavors that you can have. But I always loved it. Always piqued my interest, and I like the effect that it has when there's something familiar that suddenly floats across everyone's eardrums.
I think that's true. I think that it appeals and is really successful maybe for listeners who have no idea about chord substitutions or approach tones or anything like that. I'm interested in, jazz listeners who are not musicians, who are,
Yeah.
like especially like, how do we make this music accessible to people who don't know what's going on? Like Gregg is a composer. He's inside the music. He's like a hardcore jazz fan. So this is like, a walk in the park for someone like him. But say like you just grab someone off the street and, play this for them. What are they going to hear? What are they going to listen for? I think that's one thing that you guys do well in your solos is you tell stories, that people can, I imagine things happening like characters and narratives, and that happens throughout this album, and I think that makes the long form interesting and engaging. The song starts in a certain way and it goes through this whole tale, this whole tapestry of sounds. By the time it comes back, we've like really gone around a corner.
Definitely feels like we're no longer in the same place we started, for sure.
Yeah, right. There's been a development. Well, we have a CD winner.
Oh, we have a CD winner. Oh my God, did someone answer?
It's up to Gregg. It was really close. We have two people.
Oh wow!
Right on it.
I was hoping that'd be a bit of a trick question, but no.
I mean, yeah, but like I got to give it to David because he did it first, so that other guy copied it. So we know David Lopez actually, or at least
insider trading.
So I can get yes, we can send it to him.
He knew about GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'll send that. You can mail it off. David Lopez, if you're listening,
Congratulations, David.
Yeah.
And I am working on performing in some, even for the Penguins in Antarctica, just so I can say I did it, because I would love it there. Snow and penguins. Oh my God, sign me up.
I'm always curious what musicians are practicing. I've been talking with Gregg a little bit during the pandemic, and he's been actually shedding a lot. He's been, this app iReal Pro?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's our life, of course. That's everything.
Gregg, he got Arlene, this pianist, she put all the tunes in iReal Pro format. Like the whole Gregg catalog is in.
What?
Oh, nice.
That's actually impressive for multiple reasons, none the least of which is that is actually very time consuming, because you have to enter in every little tiny thing on a
Well, it gets a little easy, because actually one of the projects I've been doing, I've been trying to put 100 old authentic Italian tunes into the iReal book, so that young people will maybe play them. And I looked on the iReal book forums, and there's hardly anything that I would say is important. So I've gotten 40 in, and I'm trying to get 100 before the pandemic is over. So, yes. But this is awesome. So you got to make a forum on the iReal Pro, the Gregg Hill sub forum. So.
I don't know. Can we make that available, Gregg?
Well, we're not through all the tunes. We have a good segment started, but yeah, once we get a good body of work there, we can start pushing them out a little bit. I think it'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Maybe before Tucker's got to bounce, and we're going to be wrapping up shortly, but I wanted to ask Tucker just briefly what he's been practicing during the pandemic.
Oh gosh, it's kind of all over the place, but one of the great things about teaching is that you encounter all sorts of different students that are interested in different things, and I had sort of it was almost like a wave of students that were interested in older jazz, from the 20s, 30s, and swing era and that kind of thing. And so I ended up going back to find some things that we could focus on, and sort of did another sort of deeper dive. It's almost like as you're learning any kind of art form, you do these passes through these different lanes, and then the next time you get there, you do a deeper pass. And so transcribing some Johnny Hodges and some Lester Young, and there was a couple others, revisiting some. I always think of the term jug, but that's
Jug band.
No, Jug. That's his nickname. Him and Sonny Stitt would play together. Why? Oh,
Gene
Gene Ammons.
Oh, that's fun.
And just these kinds of players. And that was just, I don't know. I've been really interested in some of the ways that they approach things. And it's so different, but so damn musical. And so that's I think that was one of the themes of 2020 for me, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the original stuff.
Way back, yeah. Oh gosh, oh yeah. I mean, even checked out like a Sidney Bechet solo.
Oh, that stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah. Corey, you don't need that doo-wop patch. You just do that. There you go.
There's a lot more music to play. I thought maybe we would do.
Yeah.
Because Gregg likes that tune a lot. Tribute has become kind of one of our calling cards. And Ralph has a pretty amazing solo in it, where he just like dials in electric fretless bebop. And his facial expressions are amazing. So I thought that showcased the band nicely. But I really want to thank Tucker and Corey and Gregg for chatting with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Connect.
Thanks for putting this on and having us. And
I do want to say, if you're still listening, there's a link below. You can buy the CD, physical CD, and we also have a digital edition, which is cool because it's got some additional tracks on it that aren't on the physical CD. So if you're a digital download person, you get a bonus. And both those links are below in the description there. And yeah, I want to check that out. I just want to say, David Lopez says, "Oh my God, about the CD, sign it though."
Okay.
I and Gregg could sign it, but I don't know how we can get Corey and Tucker without doing like a around the.
It's
called forgery.
Right. So we'll do tribute, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
You all then put it together.
We can't forget about Eldon's faces either here.
Yes. Still there. All right. Hey, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in. I think this was fun.
Woo. Very fun. Very
Yeah.
fun to see the video straight out. Faces, quotes, and all.
Cool. So, yeah, any concluding remarks? I think
I'll comment on what I really like about this is what we saw with the video as well. These are the stretch out versions. These aren't going to be on the radio station, but that we can get them on YouTube. We can do it to promote our appearances when we get back together one of these days. And that last tune, that's a signature tune for that. With that accordion, that's got a total international flair to it. Like that could be on any jazz festival stage in the whole world. Do you guys agree with that?
Yep.
It's got that appeal to it. So thanks so much for just capturing the whole spirit of that tune.
I forgot that we went into a Latin groove. I was like, how'd that happen?
Thanks for writing great material. Yeah.
Sure.
Sweet. Shall we do like just an abbreviated clip of just the head of Winter Moon?
Sure. Yeah, I guess.
I won't do like the whole thing, but we'll just do the song and then kind of fade out on that.
All right. Sounds good.
Winter Moon is a melody composition that Gregg wrote, and then I threw some words to it so it could become a vocal number. So almost like a collaboration.
Some very well thought out words, not just through them.
It's a great title, though. Gregg had the title, which was the prompt.
Yep.
That became Winter Moon. And I think there's some spooky sound effects from Cory on this one.
Trying.
I think I figured out how to share so that I don't show up, but we'll see. So anyway, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and Cory and Tucker and Gregg for being with us. And yeah, I hope we can do this live very shortly. Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
As soon as possible.
September, things are going to start. Broadway's going to open up in September. The jazz festivals are returning in September.
That's hopeful.
So let's keep that image in our head of September live music all over the place. So we'll see how things go.
So this is Winter Moon.
From the desktop of Elden Kelly. I'm not hearing anything on this side.
No audio. There we go.
You're guiding our way at the close of the day. The beauty of a star is just the freckle in the night. The stranger looks afar as he gazes on the light. Stark and brilliant moon, washing over the dark and the glow. You're ancient and pure, your face holds a low. Luna, would you stay to tell us a tale of today? You're guiding our way at the close of the day. The beauty of a star is just the freckle in the night. The stranger looks afar as he gazes on the light.
Hope to bring you more music soon, and until next time, stay classy.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Thanks again for everything, Greg, Corey, Tucker.
Thank you, Eldon.
Next time, all right.